On your screens right now, proceedings from the West Bengal Assembly with the Bengal anti-rape bill that we've been talking about. It has been passed within the Assembly. Passed in the Assembly, TMC government with a simple majority has managed to ensure the smooth passage of that bill is what Indrajit Kundu is telling us. The bill was presented by the ruling Trinamool Congress on the floor of the Assembly. I'm going to go straight back to my colleague Indrajit Kundu, breaking down those details for us at this point in time now. Tell us, what has the BJP said? If you have any more information about whether the BJP in principle had given its support, what more can you tell us about what their stand has been? Indrajit.
Well, Sneha, we'll just have to wait for some more time for our colleagues who are there inside the West Bengal Assembly to provide us with those details. But what I can tell you is that the Speaker has risen from his seat. The Speaker of West Bengal Legislative Assembly, Biman Bandyopadhyay, he has risen from his seat. The bill he has announced has been passed in the House. So this bill, the Aparajita bill, has been passed in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly, is what we can report right now. More details will emerge, but as we have been stating, that there were complete firework in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly today, with Mamata Banerjee her back against the wall. In the last 3 weeks, facing incessant protest in Kolkata by doctors, by political parties, Mamata Banerjee was out on the offensive. The West Bengal government therefore brought out this bill in a sense to, tide over the kind of, civil society protest, political protest that has completely brought Kolkata to a standstill for the past 3 weeks. And she's doing what she does best, being on the offensive, being on the attack mode. Now Mamata Banerjee demanding the resignation of the Prime Minister and the Home Minister, saying they have failed to provide security. She says that the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has just come into force a few weeks back, does not have stringent provisions for rape and murder, and therefore the need to bring a new legislation. So this is nothing but an amendment to the existing Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. It's called the Aparajita bill. It's been passed by the West Bengal Assembly right now. It is likely to turn into a law, but it all depends on the assent by the governor of West Bengal. This will now go to the governor of West Bengal, C.V. Anand Bose. The governor holds key to this piece of legislation. Whether this paper, which is this bill, which has now been passed by the West Bengal Assembly, whether this becomes law, will all depend on whether the West Bengal governor gives assent to this piece of legislation, which has just now been passed by the West Bengal Assembly. And it was also, the opposition also took part in the discussion, in the debate. It was supported by the opposition. There were amendments brought in by leader of the opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari. So historic, decision here. West Bengal, Sneha, let us, inform our audiences. West Bengal becomes the first state in the country to pass an amendment to the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has replaced the Indian Penal Code, which was in existence since independence, and in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, there are certain provisions for rape and murder and crime against women. West Bengal becomes the first state to amend those provisions that are already existing in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. It has been passed in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. Now all eyes on the governor, whether he gives assent to this bill, whether he sends it to the center, that is for the President of India, to President of India's office. We've seen that happen in earlier bills that have been sent, but this is very, very crucial at this point in time, because facing the all-out attack that it has been, Mamata Banerjee government is out on the offensive today after 3 weeks of continuous mounting pressure on how the Kolkata police and the West Bengal state government had handled the entire situation. Now Mamata Banerjee, through this piece of legislation, is out on the offensive. She rose in the House to speak. She was rebutting each and every allegation that was leveled against her government by the opposition. And now she's on frontal attack, attacking not just the opposition here in West Bengal, not just Shubhendu Adhikari, but taking her attack to the Prime Minister and the Home Minister, and taking reference to BJP-ruled states like Uttar Pradesh, like Maharashtra. We've seen how a horrific crime has taken place just a few days back in Maharashtra as well, in Badlapur. Mamata Banerjee referring to all these crimes and saying that these are social evils and that require systemic changes. She says that she had responded when the Nirbhaya crime had taken place in New Delhi. That time she had penned a book, and she says that all state governments must have been consulted. Why? What was the need to bring such a legislation? Mamata Banerjee says that, when the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita was brought in, just before the elections, if you see, in June, the election results were announced, the Lok Sabha election results, and the new government was sworn in. Mamata Banerjee says that just before the elections, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita was, it was brought into effect. It was implemented. However, she alleges that Centre bulldozed it, did not hold widespread consultations with all state governments and other stakeholders. And she says that time she had written to the Home Ministry to speak to all state governments and bring in more consultation with the state governments so that they don't have to bring in legislations like these. So Mamata Banerjee elaborating on the need for such a specific legislation to tackle crime against women. And what does this legislation provide? West Bengal becomes the first state, as I said, Sneha, to bring in amendments to the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, in which it clearly mentions that in those places where it's written that there is life imprisonment for those convicted of rape, it will now be converted into death penalty. So instead of life imprisonment, in case of such a heinous crime where a woman is raped and killed, or when a woman is raped and then she's tortured, in which she turns into a vegetative state, she goes into coma, then the perpetrator of such a crime would be punished with the maximum punishment, and that is death penalty and fine, and not life imprisonment. So that's the difference that now happens with this law being passed by the West Bengal State Assembly.
Okay.
Of course, all eyes will be on the governor to give his assent. Sneha.
All right.